So not exactly traditional picks or like the most common for the players.
It's still team fight though. We want to go in, we want to go ham, go these late game fights and using Jarvan to see if you can get some.
It was the team fights was the engaged tools. Advienne and Rekkles this time around, now stepping forward, minion wave just being thinned out, and while that's happening, Razork is up in the top lane, feathers, fly, Mersa's rooted, the polymorph comes up and Mersa may go down! First blood to Fnatic! There's another fight in the river, Jankos forced to flash for his life, level 4 for Urubi, sends the Sand Soldiers forward, slide, the glide, there's no divide, he's only level 4! Fnatic get a second before it's traded backwards.
He's no mana.
Now Ruby's got no more mana, run out of space, run out of soldiers, but here comes Epi! Decimating Smash comes out and it's Fnatic that have got 3 kills, the shove backwards, Epi's got no flash, and he's taken down 4 kills to Fnatic.
Oscarinin has 1,000 gold lead at the 4-minute mark. Fnatic have come alive again. Jankos trying to interrupt, but spot on the ward. Will EQ over the wall, but Razork's in position.
Well, gonna charge up that Q, knocks back Jankos, seismic shove to the 5th, kill secured. And because of those skirmishes and the time spent away, now Jankos looking to get involved. The only kill Heretics have secured is with Jankos. He's got himself that Cataclysm available. He can lock in Oscarinin, who has no flash. Oscarin's got himself the kill already and at least replies with 1 back. So a 1-for-1 trade maybe pushes that wave forward. Right now, gonna set themselves up. Cease, desist, Mersa, you cannot flash from that one, buddy. But he's put enough distance that Humanoid and Advienne cannot get in range. Mersa's waddling his way forward. The Weaver's wall is thrown off and your route is cut off. Another kill to Fnatic, and they extend that lead even further.
Immediately JackSpectra gets the hell out of the bot lane, but it may not be quick enough.
It may not. The depth charge comes out as well. Denton blows into that dredge line. Fnatic are not done yet. 8 kills, a plate on the bottom tower. And this is just accelerating.
Side. This is insane. Humanoid spotted Ruby.
Well, Ruby gets caught by the seismic shove, stepped on top of the unraveled earth, uses the Emperor's Divide, but the threaded volley's not coming out. Sand Soldier to 200, 150. Humanoid's low 80, down to 7! 7 hit points, and Advienne wants to turn it around. Slap him with the anchor, Advienne, and Razork picks up another.
Calculated. Humanoid gets out on 7 HP just as the rest of the cavalry show up.
Advienne, Oscarinin, and I came in today ready to poop on your performances this spring. 4-1-0, 2-0-1. You are showing up and shutting up the Heretics members, but at what cost, as Razork will overextend? Fnatic feeling themselves a little too much. They get caught out and they concede their 3rd death in Fnatic's back pocket. And I think they're going for a dive, Dagda.
Get Razork on the way, Humanoid here as well. Stun is perfect. Ebi forced to flash early.
He survives for now. Wallbreaker being charged up, knocked backwards, Oscarinin, and a little bit of threat. While that's going on, potential fights in the top lane. It's down to the river. That is what is happening right now. Humanoid's waiting for that line. Emperor's Divide is available to Ruby. Fnatic inside the pit. In actual fact, the wall is used to prevent the retreat. The dredge line finds no target, dragging down to 4,000. Conquering, shifting, soldiers move forward. Cataclysm comes out into Razork. Everything thrown in the river to Jankos. That gets the dragon. The cease, the desist, picks up the kill onto Jankos, and as Oscarinin runs for his life, he's dropped. Ebi flashes to buy some time. 3 members of Heretics are running away for now. And Ebi in zombie form chasing. 1, 2 members down. Humanoid hops over, threading that volley forward. The seismic shove misses his target, and Rekkles cannot get into range. A 2-for-3 in favor of Fnatic, but the dragon goes to Heretics. Side lanes don't matter. 5v5. Who's got the better team fight? The Baron has been started here as a bait. Ebi's waiting on the side. Unstoppable onslaught available to him. He can run into multiple members of Fnatic. Decimating smash charge, won't find a target. Oscar gets the stun, seismic shove out. Razork will not find another, and still dancing on the threat ranges. Empress Divide to buy time. Oscarinin uses the stopwatch and Rekkles remains untouched. Oscar flashes off to safety as Rekkles is throwing out the feathers. Still got the ult available to him. Fnatic are destroying Heretics. 3 quick kills, and they can peel back for the Baron. They absolutely cleared that fight out.
It was a nice attempt from Ebi to get that flank, but Fnatic, as soon as they spotted that there was no sign in the pit, they started checking every brush along the way so they didn't get caught out, and Ebi ends up giving...
Individuals looking to create opportunities. No one really being able to do so. Oh, the Dragon Strike. Just a little short, but the recall finishes. Cataclysm locks in multiple members. Rekkles forced to flash away. Blade Call is backwards. Nobody's died just yet. Advienne dredge lines forward. That will cost him his life. Remember, as soon as that recall finishes, all of a sudden, Heretics pull the trigger. Oscarinin is applying pressure in the top lane. Fnatic trying to buy as much time as they can. Decimating smash out. Ruby flashes forward. The Divine sends Fnatic. The safety of Rekkles is shut down. JackSpectra gets the kill, and Humanoid will be the next target. Threaded Volley gets himself another. While that's going on, Oscarinin is applying pressure in the top lane.
Should be able to get the top tier too, but won't get much more. Jankos in a position to make sure that he can try and catch this, but
Unstoppable onslaught. I'm waiting for the trigger. Waiting for him to go forward. Holding on to it for now. Weaver's wall. Cuts off Sion. He gets pulled backwards by the dredge line, by the seismic shove. Throws out the ulti for at least a knock. Up the Cataclysm comes forward. Razork is locked in. It's 1-for-1. Support for top laner, but Zombie Sion is doing so much. Oscar is running for his life. Razork engages and Rekkles is trying to find the feathers, but he can't do it just yet. JackSpectra's untouched. Wild Growth has kept him alive, and he is zapping his way through members of Fnatic. Heretics may have just won the fight. Sparks over the wall. Rekkles feathers fly. Can't Blade Call them backwards yet, but it's Heretics that win. It's Heretics that stop the soul. It's Heretics that get the dragon.
And that's what we said. At 3 items, Heretics come alive, and immediately they find the team fight after, even sending Ebi.
Okay, screw it. Fnatic, you start this one off. Now you pull Heretics towards you.
Jankos reset. Jankos went back for the Force of Nature. He's not here. They spotted it on the blue ward right as the recall finished. Fnatic get to sneak away the Baron.
They managed to sneak it out despite the fact that Ebi gets their Weaver's Wall used this time flawlessly. The ensuing fight, Cataclysm comes down. Ebi's already dead. Fnatic are losing one, losing another as Oscarinin is using that counter-strike to avoid so much damage. Rekkles holds on to his flash. Humanoid's throwing out those threaded volleys. It's a 1-for-1. But the Baron goes to Fnatic. They snuck it under Heretics' nose.
I don't know if it was Humanoid
For Ruby, no flash for Oscar, Razork, and Humanoid. Rekkles has his available. JackSpectra's got the Hourglass as well. 30 seconds for the Dragon. It's Humanoid being chunked out. It's Ebi. Stop eating dredge lines, man! He's taken out by Fnatic once more. Cataclysm has been used, and it does naught to help Heretics with a 40 seconds before Ebi's alive. Teleport's available to him. Fnatic have got a 5 versus 4, but I think maybe less effective hit points. They're peeling into the river. They've got their sights set on that Ocean Soul.
Humanoid trying to see if he can get the angle for the Weaver's Wall to separate out Heretics. They're moving in as 4. Dragon started. Humanoid sends through the wall, and it's a beautiful setup.
Dredge line connects on the Jankos, and Fnatic pounce. They want to take
Wait a second, wait a second.
Got the Dragon secured. The soul has been picked up. It was Rekkles that finalized it. But now 2 members of Fnatic are down. JackSpectra gets knocked backwards. Humanoid with the seismic shove of all seismic shoves sets it up 4 kills, and Fnatic now they turn their attention to the inhibitor turrets.
The 1-2
Boy, Astralis G2 Mad Lions. Fnatic need to close this game out and then look to tomorrow to Koi. Look to next week to pick up those wins to make it back into the group stage. Ebi will already be taken out. The rest of Heretics simply cannot step into the mines. They cannot step into the feathers. They can't get through the damage line that Fnatic have to allow Ruby and JackSpectra to hit their targets.
It's because they don't have a front line. The Ebi just gets blown up immediately every single time, and Jankos barely has a thought to consider before. Now with Baron, they immediately turn onto this top side. Still 15 seconds until Ebi's up.
This has to be the final push, yet 10 seconds for Ebi to spawn. Baron and bot minions engage from Razork. The cease and desist. Jankos running for his life. GA is procced, and Super Minions now in 2 lanes. Razork starting to step away, survives for now. JackSpectra's flash will come up in just a moment. The Sand Soldiers are sent forward. Jankos goes to, there's no Cataclysm available to him. Look for that seismic shove. Ultra Shock goes out, that will catch Jankos. Oscarinin leap strikes backwards. Rekkles can still throw the feathers out and lock people down, but it may not be needed. Emperor's Divine goes out, but Rekkles is unstoppable. With JackSpectra down, with Ebi following suit. Ruby's the last man standing, and Oscarinin puts him in the fountain. Fnatic, after 50 days, after 8 losses in a row, will finally stand up, will finally take a Nexus, and will win their first game of spring.
First game that they get an ace. first game that they can pick up a Baron, and first game that they can pick up the win. A first step for Fnatic on a long, long road for them to get back to groups. But that is a start and a half that they needed.
They needed it and came at a desperate time. The halfway mark here in the regular season. Now 1-4. And while Fnatic